What if the Endangered Species Act of 1973 was written in 1873? We would still see passenger pigeons flying in the sky, great auks in the rocky islands, and Labrador ducks swimming in the sandy bays. What if the National Forest Management Act of 1976 was written in 1876? We would still see forests full of redwood trees, sequoia trees, and American chestnut trees. Fast forward to 2070. Bears are extinct and forests, if any, are scarce. But it doesn't have to end up this way. What if, in 2025, there was a law that could have prohibited the world from dying? Many of the problems root from where our natural resources lay, in our federal lands and in our national parks. Protecting the national parks has always been an uphill battle. Near the late 1800s, Americans started noticing that the lands that they're expanding on were losing all its resources. This same mindset of protecting the lands for their beauties instead of using and selling the land was further pushed by President Theodore Roosevelt. Roosevelt believed and pushed on the fact that America's lands should be protected for future generations and the generations after them. For the first time in history, as a president, he set laws and protected over 230 million acres of land, with 150 national forests, 51 federal bird reservations, 4 national game preserves, 5 national parks, and 18 national monuments. To continue on this effort, Roosevelt signed the Antiquities Act of 1906 that allowed presidents to create national monuments without the consent of Congress. Over the past few years, the U.S. federal government has grown to protect over 640 million acres of land. And even with these efforts, there has also been increases in attempts to undo the legislation with federal control already weakened in its aspects to conserve. Just this month, the administration under Trump passed a bill that allowed oil drilling in Alaska.
If we lift these federal restrictions, we're going to be able to get more oil, more natural gas out of the great state of Alaska for the use of American consumers.
Not only is the government changing policies on which places to extract natural resources and opening places once protected, but they also care less about what's actually happening in federal lands. Funding is low and understaffing is common.
We're being challenged by the federal government. I think right now the federal government is not paying enough attention or really believing how important it is to protect nature.
And with less and less care in these parks, the misuse coming from the crowds are higher. Funding shortages on top of increasing visitation rates cause further damage to the preservation of the ecosystem.
There has been a funding problem for many years for all federal lands. The programs have been underfunded. The funding hasn't kept up with needs.
After the drop in 2020, visitation rates have also been steadily increasing from 237 million people to 331.9 million, while government funding has decreased. More and more, environmentalists are noticing the small damages being done to these reservations.
Yosemite and Yellowstone, those are becoming much more well known. And now everybody wants to go there. And so it means that they're getting very, very crowded. And I think there's a lot of people that are going there that are not respectful of the parks.
All of this causes the federal lands that we go around to enjoy for fresh air and vacation to become just another dumpster. Every year, national parks and federal lands gather over 100 million pounds of waste left behind by inconsiderate visitors. Those small things of just not taking out your trash brings harm upon the environment, and with less rangers taking care of the lands as well, the environment is sure to rot away. Fortunately, there are groups who work to make the difference. Canopy, a group based in East Palo Alto, goes around parks and plants trees in order to better the air as well as combat the deforestation attacks. Throughout changing political and social climates, they have shown how community leads the way.
Funding comes and goes, priorities shift, but the constant is community and their priorities, and the power of the collective group of people being vocal and advocating for what they want to see and taking that change into their own hands as well.
Our national land is something that even, it took millions of years to develop. If we're not careful, we could destroy it in a generation.
We have made many mistakes in the past and paid many irreversible consequences, but it's not too late.